Bringing back the conversations we've had, you're still under the 70% for the 200 ARV.
So when you say that, I think the key thing for the purposes of somebody watching, if I decided to keep that house, it'll be a free rental property. What's going on, good people? Eric Armstrong with another episode of First Generational Wealth Builders. I'm back at it. I'm dealing with Dre.
Yeah, man. What's going on? E, you doing all right?
Man, yeah, I've had a good day today.
Good.
Yeah, I've had a good day today. We got the podcast room real spicy, bro.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, I'm a little bit excited. You know what I'm saying? I spent too much money, but it's coming along well.
Yeah, this is disco ball status right now.
Dead. Man, so we some things are making progress on one of my projects. The project that I got all those offers in, man, the appraisers lowballed me. We appealed it, and then he came back. So first of all, we put it on the market at 167, but we knew it was about 5,000 under.
Okay.
We knew how the market is. We want you to compete to get the price up, and then we achieved that, but he came in at 156. That was disappointing. We appealed it, and he came back at 165. So it's still under.
Yeah.
And then we gave them comps to justify our perspective, and they came up. We had comps at 2 at 180 and 1 at 185, and he didn't want to use those. We didn't understand, but my assistant has been taking care of it, so it's been good. She got to the higher ups.
Yeah.
We even offered to get our own private appraisal just for compare and contrast.
Right.
You know, technically they don't like that because you can manipulate numbers.
Right.
But in this situation, we just needed to get a third party confirmation that we were disputing the right angle. So she handled that, and she said that they're going to do more due diligence. So that was good to hear. Because we're talking about a $20,000 disparity.
Yeah. And what's your price per square foot at your asking price?
Oh, I don't know that. Over there at this property, I don't know that. I can let you know afterwards, but I don't know that off the top of my head.
Well, because what I'm thinking is, even if he has a different set of comps, which, that happens, I would still expect to be able to say, for all the comps, here's what the average price per square foot is. You're still under by X.
And that's how you dispute it in the future. I'm pretty sure she did that, but I could be hands off with her and know that she did it. Yes, gotcha. That's why I don't know. Gotcha. So, man, what's good with you, man? I see you in this thing with your Luka outfit on, bro.
I told you I went to Dallas, man. I'm a Dallas Mavericks fan. I had to go get me some Dallas gear. I got my Dirk jersey. I got all my stuff, man. I'm good.
You got the little Raiders. Jordan 1s. I see you, bro.
I ain't pay attention to that part. I just thought it was patent leather. I was like, when I put a tux on, I'm gonna wear these.
Oh, that's your flow?
That was the thought. Yeah.
Oh, my bad, bro.
Well, it just depends on the event. Like they had like the tux and chucks joints,
and then the Luka fit match the Breitling. I see you, bro.
You're just gonna move on, not even let me. I was really gonna tell you about like the whole plan. You don't even.
No, my bad. Go ahead. Like, if you want to, I'm acknowledging, bro.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
I feel
because you toned the watch down today, so you gonna hype mine up. I got you.
Hey, bro, this nice little G-Shock. I'm good here today.
Okay, all right,
I'm good.
All right. But no, I was trying to go the angle of like, they'll do those gala events where it's like tux and chucks.
Yes, sir.
I was like, I'm cool on the chucks. I'm gonna do these.
Yeah, those are dope events. I like those.
Yeah.
They got one in Chicago. They got one in Kentucky too for the Derby. It's pretty dope. Got you. All right, so check it out, man. We talked about a whole lot.
Yeah.
What were you able to tackle some of those things?
So yeah, the right out of the gate, I made sure I jumped on the two groups that we talked about. There was the Syria group, and then there was another one for like out-of-town investors. I don't remember the exact name.
That's the Facebook group.
Yes, the two Facebook groups. Okay. But they were super easy to join. They just kind of wanted to know what your interests were, make sure you weren't coming there to like broadcast or publicize other people's properties that weren't your own. So I signed all that stuff up. Almost immediately they let me in, and I started seeing properties. It was interesting. One lady had a one-story ranch she had bought, and it was a super good lesson, like you were in my head. She said she bought it expecting to renovate it, but she bought it before she had a contracting crew. So now she's trying to sell it because she can't get anybody to do the work.
Wow.
I was like, whoa, that's crazy. But I guess with everybody being so busy right now, if you don't have somebody locked in and you got multiple projects coming behind them, you're going to struggle to really get them to come off whatever it is that they're doing and focus on your work.
Especially if you know.
Yeah.
So that's where, I mean, you tell me, what's your takeaway on that?
It's don't buy a property until you know you got a crew lined up that's going to be ready to work it.
Boom. You wouldn't have known that if you weren't in the atmosphere and or in the group.
Yeah.
And those are things that here, I wouldn't be able to, it's not that I can't give it to you. I'm not experiencing it, so I can't share it.
Right.
So it's imperative to stay within those groups to inherit their knowledge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm glad you got that. Don't be shy away from signing up to more.
Okay.
You can sign up to, there's a group called BRRR, BRRRR. That's a nationwide group. But again, it's just staying within it. You know what I mean? It's almost like taking Spanish here in America. You go to Cuba and you're there for 6 months.
You're going to have it.
Just because you're involved in it. You know what I mean? So, all right, cool. What else did you knock out, man? What else did you, were you able to do? Because that was a lot.
Yeah. No, that's what I got done. I did those 2 things. And I got a whole other life, and I got to do some clips for you. So I'm getting all that stuff done in the meantime. But my next goal is to really think about, now that I'm in those groups, how do I want to position myself and win? Because what I was thinking about is, am I really ready to go right now? And I'm like, with the price of properties, I'm kind of concerned that I'm going to be overpaying just because of what's going on. But I know what you're going to say is we don't buy at retail. So you're going to be looking for the best deal you can get. All that stuff is I'm stuck at, when do I go? When do I go out there and say, hey, I'm an investor, I'm looking for properties, da-da-da-da-da. Because I'm kind of gun shy now that I'm in the group. I'm like, as soon as I say this, somebody's going to be like, and I'm not sure I'm ready for that.
Got you. So per my experience, I feel that the time to invest is when you are prepared. So to be prepared, you have to have lending. You need to get pre-approved.
Okay.
Therefore, you can shoot.
Yeah.
That's like not being pre-approved and going shopping is like window shopping.
Yeah. Same thing on the personal residential side.
Yep. So I think that we got to get the next step in what you're doing is to go ahead and get with a lender that lends to first-time investors.
Okay.
Jared Shore does. You can look up Jared Shore on Facebook, and he lends to first-time investors. Understand his criterias, and now you know how to find and prospect deals based on his criterias. But when the deal's available, you now got a pre-approval letter to where if somebody asks you, you know, about funds, you have the funds available.
Gotcha. Okay.
And when you get pre-approved with a construction lender, like I said last time, that's good for a year.
Right.
So it's unique versus, buying your personal home when it's good for like 60 days or whatever. You have a whole year to do this.
Okay.
And if you buy a property on day 364, you buy a property, he lends it to you.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's not like the loan expires at that time. That's when you can get a house on that last day.
So you got 365 days from the day you wet ink sign
to shop.
Okay.
So it gives you a credit line of $1 million. You can shop with $1 million.
Let's not get that aggressive.
Hey, man, I'm just telling you.
I appreciate it.
All right. So here is my title guy. His name is Jeremy.
Okay.
Jeremy Anderson.
Okay.
He is who I close deals with. He's my title company.
Okay.
The reason it's imperative that you have a relationship with somebody at a title company is because we're trying to buy houses from the seller directly. Therefore, you being new, you need somebody that can mentor you through this. And I'm a firm believer that everybody who earned from me should empower me and teach me or teach me.
Yeah.
And so he is somebody that you can ask about the process and understand how his firm works.
Okay.
Therefore, when you go out, you're prepared.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay.
You know what I mean? So he's not going to want to go out with you if you call his number, but I promise you, he got to eat sometimes. Okay. So, you know what I mean? That's just bring value.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
understood.
You being a potential client, you're going to get that, but you get where I'm going with that,
Yeah.
man. You know what I'm saying? All right, so we got to get lending.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think that you need to get involved in the conversations. On
the ones on the group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is why.
Once I got my pre-approval letter, right?
Just get active now. Stay active.
Okay.
And the reason why is because they need to see your name.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to populate.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And so, believe it or not, you can see who's active and who's not. And then when you're in conversation, whether you're giving them a fire sign, a fist pump, or whatever it may be, I mean that's an indirect relationship. There's so many people we deal with that we don't know.
Right.
But social media connects us, and so like you want to be a familiar face.
Got you. Okay.
You know what I mean?
So then, it's like every other social media outlet at that point, right? You see a comment that resonates with you, make sure you're liking those. If there's something that you feel like you can make a comment on, make a comment. Even if you're not jumping out saying, hey, I'm ready to go buy X from you, start to try to find people that I can connect with and relate to and go from there. Okay.
All right.
I can do that.
So I think that we need practice.
Okay.
And I think that we need practice analyzing and understanding what's the deal for us after we get pre-approved.
Okay.
So to get practice, you actually have to go to see properties. Have you thought about, we kind of briefly talked about it. You wanted to use a combination. But if you were to start today, what would you do? Driving for dollars, order a list? What would you do?
I'll probably do order a list.
Order a list? Mm-hmm. Why?
Because driving for dollars right now, the time doesn't exist. I still have to get stuff off my plate to even make time for that. So I was thinking I'd start with ordering a list, getting a VA, having them kind of filter it down, and then those are the properties I go look at.
Got you. How did you come up with that?
Just looking at realistically, from the time we started talking to what did my calendar look like. Saturday I got a DJ here. Saturday night I got a DJ here, and the next several Saturdays. So this is just stuff that, because of COVID, rolled forward, and other relationships that I picked up before we started having these conversations. So I've stopped picking up engagements. I got to let these run through, which would give me time to then say, okay, by then I'll be in a position where my Saturdays aren't blocked up.
Okay, got you. So we're going to have to run back, and we're going to have to talk about how we want to select our list. Okay. That's essential now.
Okay.
So I was thinking you were going to drive for dollars, so I apologize for assuming.
No, we talked, and that's what I was thinking, but you really made me think about my time. And I'm like, I'll be 6 months down the road before I get on the road for the first time, or even consistently, and I don't want to wait that long.
Got you. So I definitely got to give you the rundown.
Okay.
There's a way I acquire and filter for deals.
Okay.
So we'll definitely talk back and run that back.
Okay.
All right, now that we're doing that, we need to download and obtain at least 5,000 numbers.
Okay.
Because you're going to have a certain percentage of them that are bad phone numbers, certain percentage of them that ain't even going to pick up, certain percentage of them they're going to cuss you out. Mm-hmm. Then we need to talk about role playing. We need to role play.
Conversation, yeah.
There's nothing like the true conversation, but we need to understand and we need to get used to saying, hey, my name is Andre Franklin, and I'm a local investor. I buy houses in this area. Mm-hmm. I'm very interested in your home. Are you looking to sell your home? Yeah. MF, da-da-da-da-da. And you know what I'm saying? I apologize whenever that time allows, boom. That's just when you're calling somebody that has high equity. Mm-hmm. But when you're dealing with somebody that has probate, got a deceased relative's home, you got to be more empathetic. You can't approach it as like I'm a local investor trying to buy your property. Yeah. Because they may be offended and feel like you're trying to take advantage
of the situation.
So how we approach those people, it's a problem that they may have. And so we come as professionals in the sense of, hey, I understand that you currently received ownership, you were the beneficiary of 123 Main Street. Mm-hmm. My name is Andre, and I am in a position to where I help people in your situation. Yeah. Whether you need a realtor, whether you need to just sell it, or whether you just need advice and counsel on what to do with your home. We are equipped with realtors and everything that you need to assist you to make the right decision for you and your family. Mm-hmm. Here's my number. You know what I mean? If I may be of some assistance, call me. If not, if I don't hear from you though, when is a good time that I can reach back out to you?
Okay.
And that allows them
To drive.
Yeah, and that is less intrusive. Now we're giving them the mindset that we're empowering them, and I understand that you may not be a realtor, but you know one.
Yeah.
So this is what I need you to understand: it's a back door. You're buying these leads. You're only worried about the one that you could buy.
Right.
But the ones that want to sell, but they want retail pricing, you don't have interest. Instead of letting that lead go to waste, you give it to your realtor. So teaming up with a realtor, making that's how you could bring value to a realtor when making that decision on who you're going to work with.
So it's funny you bring that up. I thought I had a realtor just from one of the times we talked before, because you had told me like, hey, make sure you got at least one realtor. And then I think I was watching one of the playback of our conversations, and you really broke down having a realtor that will help you as an investor. Because the whole focus is I got to buy as low as I can, but the benefit to them was I am buying multiple properties as opposed to somebody who's paying retail, they're going to buy one, right? I didn't have that conversation with the realtor that I originally approached. So now I'm like, I think it'll be fine. We're going to meet up on Friday to kind of talk through it, but like I haven't had that conversation yet. So I jumped out of the gun thinking, oh yeah, he's a realtor. I know he's good, blah, 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 blah. But I didn't talk about, hey, this is what I'm trying to buy, and this is where I need the price points to be. So I'll have an update for you after Friday.
Cool. That's dope, though. At least you're being proactive.
Trying.
So, again, you got to come to the realtor like, I have an opportunity for you. Not like I need you.
Right, because I'm adding value at that point.
Because now you have leads that they don't have to pay for that you can't use. May I call you for comps when I need comps?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yes. Send them 2 or 3 leads, you can call for comps. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, like, the only thing you have to do with the person, if they call and say, hey, I'm looking to sell my home, then they kind of give you a price that it doesn't fit. You can ask, hey, will you take? To see if they budge. If they don't budge, but hey, I got the perfect person for you. Her name is da-da-da, or his name is, and
Blah, blah,
boom.
blah,
You know what I mean? And that's how you bring value to an agent. Like calling for favors, they'll do it, but we need it at an aggressive pace. So it has to be working for them and it has to be working for us.
Right.
It's got to be a win-win situation.
Understood.
Got you. So you got to start analyzing a lot of deals. Because you have to start understanding the areas that you want to focus in.
So where do I do that? Like I got auction.com on my phone. I've started looking at that. I got Zillow. Like what?
So those options are options. But if you're going to order a list, I want you to focus on ordering a list.
Yeah.
Go through your list, master the list. You know what I mean? Call them. You'll go through them 3 or 4 times and get the repetition calling a list.
When you say master the list, what do you mean?
In the sense of really working it, like getting the reps. So you're going to be speaking with different people. You're going to have people that went through divorce. And people are going to be like, fuck this house. You could have this house. You see what I'm saying? And so those are layups, but you're going to deal with 99.9 people that are not easy.
Yeah.
So you need to get reps in there.
Gotcha.
And so once you start understanding and evaluating yourself, I will let you know to record yourself so you could listen to yourself
Play
too.
back, sure.
Yeah. And role play. I think it's important to role play too. But once you start getting practice and being proficient at that, I would then take on the next thing.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Auction.com is not as efficient as it once was. The market doesn't allow for many homes to actually even get to the auction.
Yeah.
So we want to get to those homes that less competition, one, and that we're like literally like just getting in the routine of doing. And so if you say, hey, I'm going to make 200 calls per day, you make 200 calls per day. And there's dialers and things like that that can help you with that. The one thing that if you're going to do a list, though, make sure that you sign up for the do not call list. You don't want to call somebody who is on the do not call list.
Right.
So you want to filter your list to ensure that, scrub your list to ensure that nobody's on there.
Okay, gotcha. It's funny you brought up the divorce scenario. When I had my license, because I was a licensed real estate agent, I worked with an investor, and the property we got together was somebody who was going through divorce in Fountain Square. Guy just wanted to get rid of the property, so he
It's a layup.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want this.
Yeah, and I mean,
don't want no memories.
It was already renovated. Like everything was pretty much done. He came in and changed a couple things that he wanted specifically, but other than that, property was ready to go.
Got you. Got you. All right. So if we're downloading or we're obtaining, let's just say 5,000 numbers, we need to pick zip codes.
Okay.
We need to pick an area. It's going to ask you that. We'll get into that a little bit later, but this is where I was going with this. We got to get practice in analyzing properties, meaning we got to start going into properties and really like being able to understand how much they need in repairs. So what I brought today was a copy of my repair list in one of my properties.
Okay.
And so this is a tool that I've obviously had pre-scripted, and I could just plug and chug numbers, and it gives me estimates. I'm typically between $3,000 to $2,000 if I do it properly. You know what I mean? And so this is my repair cost estimator for my Jefferson project. The Jefferson project is 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,300 square foot. But I understand that they can't see this, but for the purposes of our context, is it didn't need a new roof. So it takes me on the exterior of the property. So you should always walk the exterior of a property first.
Why is that?
It just gives you order. You know, then, because this is what happens. Typically, you can walk the exterior by yourself. By the time it's time to go in, the customer wants, or the client wants to walk with you. And then you can't really focus on everything you need to focus on. And so make sure you just go in a circle, and don't go back and forth. Go in a circle before you get everything. You know what I mean? So the first thing I usually do, man, is look at the roof. So that's why the roof is first. Then you have gutters. So, for example, if the roof needed to be totally repaired, right? The house is 1,300 square foot. If you look at that first line, it says rip and replace. It says per square footage times $4. So that would give me, give or take
1,300 square feet times $4. Yep.
And that is going to give me my estimated repair for that roof.
Now, why do you have different? Oh no, I thought that was that's.
There are different type of repairs because sometimes you're doing patch jobs. Sometimes, let's say you are just installing a new roof. You don't have to rip and replace.
Right.
So the numbers are different because this is including labor and material.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? So the labor may be different if you just have to put on a new roof or if you're just adding a layer.
What's the 2,200 I'm seeing?
The 2,200. Oh, that's gutters. So you got to go down a little bit. Yeah. So although that says square footage, that is a number that I used because of the calculation there of 50 cents. But let me give you because it says flat cost. If you do linear cost, it now says LF. Do you see that?
Yep.
That is what you need to use. So you won't be able to use all of this because some of it is advanced.
Okay.
But let's go back down to it, and you're at gutters. So if I walk the property, and let's say one side is a straight shot of 60 feet, the other side is a straight shot of 60 feet.
Right.
The back side is 40, front is 40. Okay. Now we're looking at 200 linear feet. I would put 200 there times $6.
Okay.
And that includes the gutters and the labor.
Yeah.
So it's that simple to work this. If you have like masonry and your finishes and stuff like that, brick tuck to do, you could just put in your numbers there and it'll pop out.
Okay.
As you go down, you see I did some painting. So, to kind of give me accurate numbers on this, I put 1,500. This is why. I needed to get some extra paint because I wanted to do some fancy painting. So I had to just give myself a little bit extra, you know what I mean?
Okay.
But typically, this is going to give you your numbers. You have windows there. Every size window is typically about $1.50. I mean, not $1.50, $150. And the labor, is about $150. So give or take, that might be $300. For me, it costs $250. That's why I put that there. And I only had to replace one window there. So
how do I get the same price you get for windows?
That just comes with time and working with the same guy. But if you give somebody a whole project, they got to give you a little bit of skin in the game. They're getting everything. So you negotiate that. So here we talk about garage, build a new garage, install a garage door, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You know what I mean? Like, this is just something that could assist you as you are
making sure you're walking through all the items that need to be checked off or considered.
Yep. What I would love for you to do, man, is go to as many properties as you can. To be honest with you, if you could do this 5 times a week and then verify or maybe go with a contractor, this would allow you to know how accurate you are.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And you could literally go with your contractor and ask him, hey, how much do you charge per square foot for this? Mm-hmm. And you want labor cost only.
Because I might be able to get the materials cheaper.
It's not even that. He could get the material for you, but he's going to add a surcharge to it.
Right.
So it's imperative that we just allow them to charge labor. We pay for the material to make sure that nobody rips us off and that we're not getting extra taxes onto our project.
So then when you're doing that, are you picking up all the material and bringing it to the job site yourself?
Sometimes I meet them there. You know what I mean? I am at a position to where I give every contractor that I work with a credit card.
Okay.
You know, and it has their name. I can kind of see the purchases. We know kind of pretty much what it's going to cost, and so I'm pretty flexible there.
Gotcha.
It allows me to stay working on the business, not in the business.
Gotcha.
So here you go, man. You now have the interior on the next page. Yep. You got painting. You got a different type of flooring. You got the vinyl plank, tiling. And it has different tile there, if you see. It has the ceramic for the floor in the kitchen. It has backsplash because they're different prices. Because it's a different price for the laying tile on the floor versus a backsplash. So it gives you the variations, and this is just a start point. Gotcha. And it's typically including parts and labor. Now, some of this I have never touched, so you may have to tweak those numbers to cater to whoever's charging you, what labor they're charging you. Make sense?
All our costs should be labor cost only, right? That cost column.
Not for this sheet. This sheet includes labor and material.
But when I ask them for a quote, it should be labor only. Got you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So then I can look at the invoice and compare the two. Got you. Okay. Mm-hmm. I'm tracking with
you. Yep. So this is a tool that'll help you get started, man. What'd you think about this?
I think this is dope. I know you were doing the Saturdays where people could kind of come and see you in person and walk through some of this with you. The first time I saw it was overwhelming. Like I was trying to flip back and forth and figure out where I was. I didn't realize that it started exterior and interior. I heard you say it. It was just too much going on at that one time. So coming back to it now and being able to look at it in a slower fashion, it makes a lot more sense to me.
Got you. So I emailed it to you. So you now have it.
My God.
You know, so now all you got to do is, take off my information and put yours in. Now, there are going to be little things that are not on here. And then you have like little spots for notes. You know what I mean? Because every project is different. The one thing, once you calculate repairs, you want to give yourself a 10% contingency. Yeah. And this is because there's always going to be things that pop up. And it happens to me every day. It's not unique to, inexperience and their experience. There's just things that you don't see when you purchase a property that are behind the wall.
Yep, understood.
So if, in that 10%, the example of that is if your repairs come up to 50,000, you need to put them at 55.
To cover the contingency. Let me ask you, what is the ARV on this property?
The ARV on this property is $200,000.
Okay.
How are you looking at my repair cost?
Yeah, I was like, that's high.
Yeah. So it was a whole completely gutted, single family, 1 level home, 3 bedroom, 2 bath. So it only had 2 bedrooms, 1 bath. I added a 3rd bedroom and added the 2nd bathroom.
Oh, okay.
Now, it was important for me to do that because the ARV at 2 bedroom, 1 bath was only like $140. So adding an extra bathroom, an extra bedroom got me to about $200. So that's why I strategically did that.
Gotcha.
And then I had to get an architect to assist me with the creation and the floor plan to really squeeze those things in.
And it's funny, like, it's bringing back the conversations we've had. You're still under the 70% for the 200 ARV. So
when you say that, I think the key thing for the purposes of somebody watching, if I decided to keep that house, it'll be a free rental property. If I'm selling the house, that means I have about 30% margin in the game. So I bought so that they know, for the context of this, my repair costs are right around $82,000.
Right.
The house cost me $36,000.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So give or take, right there, I'm at 120. Holding costs, I'm about $7,000 on holding costs. Okay. So I'm at 130. Give or take some insurances and things like that, I'll be at 140. This is a deal I could potentially make anywhere between $60,000 to $55,000. So how I buy I buy everything like that.
Okay.
No matter if it's to rent or to flip, I buy it like that.
Okay.
You know, maybe because you can think about it. If I rented it, it's an awesome deal.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
if I want to get out of it, it's an awesome deal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, you know, that's...
That's what I forgot. I only did the 82 when I said you're less than 70%.
Understood.
It's still higher than what I was originally thinking, but I get it.
Yep.
Okay.
So no, this is you know, so I got that in your inbox.
Right on.
So I just laced you up with the title guy.
Yes. Jeremy Anderson.
Yep. And now we understand that you are going to order list.
Yeah.
So I think that our next conversation should be around ordering a list.
Okay.
So let's tap in next time on that.
I'm with it. Appreciate you, man.
Man, I appreciate you for checking out another podcast at First Generation Wealth Builders. I plan to dig in on a lot of stuff, so tap into the next one. I see you on the other side.
Peace.
What's going on, good people? So I almost forgot. You can find this repair cost estimate document at entrepreneur-to-entrepreneur.com, man. Once you enroll to the class, you have full access to it. So again, my apologies, but that's where you can get this resource to assist you when you're obtaining rentals in the near future.